Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome and thank you so very much for joining me today. I know that I have a lot of new subscribers and there are some DIY people out there that have joined me. I just really appreciate that you take time to watch my channel and include me in your life. This is No Paper Left Behind for March and how it turned out for me. No Paper Left Behind is the challenge that Daniela Hayes started. It is choose something out of your stash. Paper, it could be a 6x6, 12x12, a partial, a brand new, and use it up in the month. Make whatever you want. It's just a commitment to yourself to use it. And when I saw her start that, I thought, oh, I need to join. I think I've been doing it maybe 6 months. Maybe it's longer now. I don't know when it started. And I'm seeing progress. I'm seeing that it's changed how I think. It's changed how I shop. It has definitely changed how I look at paper pads and projects. I think I'm much more efficient about using my paper, and I don't end up with things that I wish I hadn't bought or I didn't have, but I don't have the heart to toss or donate. You know what I mean? It really makes me look at things, and I'll talk to you about that a little bit at the end when we pick the paper for next month. So first of all, these are my scraps that are left, and many of you know that I crafted at the beach with friends and didn't keep all those scraps, but this is the end. I think I did pretty good. I could have, maybe if it was a 6x6 and I needed some, I would have cut some tiny stars out of here, but I'm done. I'm over it. So I think I'm happy with that. Now, that being said, I have these two beautiful pieces of paper right here, which I am sure came out of this pad. I don't know why they're not on the cover. Is that weird? This was Perry and Peach DCWV, and it was 36 sheets of 12x12. That's a lot for me. Wow. I'm going to put these two in my stash. I don't know if that means I didn't finish, and you guys can tell me what you think, but I love these pieces of paper, and I would prefer to put them in with my printed blue papers that I keep because I want to make myself something with them or only share them with a blue lover. Many of you, if I made you a card with this, you would like it, but deep in your heart, you would wish it was pink. Others of you would think this is the most beautiful card ever. And something like this, I really think it needs to go to the right person. So I just saved them. I didn't cut them at all. I didn't change a thing. This is the first time that I've done that with anything out of No Paper Left Behind, but they're just too pretty. I just couldn't. I don't know. Maybe you're going to say I didn't really finish this month. You can tell me. I can take it. I am not going to show you the 3 journals that I made earlier in the month. There are videos on those, and there's a pending giveaway. I think it's been about a week. I'm going to let it go for at least another week. We're going to look at cards, pocket letters, and I have this pile of die cuts we might take a quick look at. I'm not going to recap all the other stuff because it's just too much. So first, let's do the pocket letters so I can get rid of the glare for you. Okay, I don't know if that'll help with the glare or not, but we'll try. I used the pocket letter envelopes. I think I posted them on Instagram, and I may have talked about them in an update video, from Robin's Feathered Nest. Each one is a stitched, almost like a credit card holder. Super cute. I had fun making them. I stitched them all, different threads, inked the edges. It might not show very well in here. What I didn't really think about was Robin had cute little Ziploc bags or bags that fit in them perfectly. I don't think I had quite the right size bag, so mine aren't bagged. So if you get this pocket letter, you'd have to kind of hold this and just shake the stuff out. I think it would probably get messed up if you use tweezers a lot, because you'd be stabbing your die cuts. But I think it works. I'll probably go back to pocket envelopes unless I'm doing it for somebody that I know likes stuff a little junkier. And I could do the pockets and stitch on them, which would make it cute and meet the needs. But these are a little tighter. You could just stitch one side if you actually made an envelope, but this takes in space, so the same size things don't mail quite as well, and they are tight. Like here, I put 3 tags in. I couldn't quite fit 4. It just wasn't going to work. I'm not going to show you everything that's in these pocket letters because I'm guessing at some point they'll get mailed to somebody, right? Somebody will need a little something. But I am going to tell you one thing that I did that was different. When I made these envelopes, I made 2 sets. And I know I mailed one away, but I thought I had extras. So when I clean up my room, I'm probably going to find more. I had 2 sets. What happens to me is I waste a lot of time in stuffing because I'm going back and looking, what did I already put in there? So what I did was I loaded these at the same time. So I have a little key right here. This is a nicely drawn butterfly. This is a tag. Yeah, no joke. Nice art, huh? So both of these envelopes have butterfly die cuts. Both of these envelopes have tag die cuts, and these are different style of tags. So each one, even though they look different, they're filled with the same thing. That will help me. So as I go through and I think of more ideas to put in the pockets or to stuff in the back, which I really haven't done much with the back yet, I can remember what's in there already. So I thought that was kind of a fun way to do it because I don't know about you guys, I spend a ton of time looking back in the envelopes to see what's in. And typically, I've talked about it before, I build my pocket letters not with the jacket, like pull out the plastic thing at the very, very end. That's why I always forget to put the washi tape down the end. But pull it out at the very, very end and just lay them out. This one is a little bit different. These are more double-sided envelopes, and some I decorated both sides when I made them. And I just wanted to get my craft room cleaned up and this video filmed. So that's why I put them in the jackets, even though I don't fully consider the envelopes done and decorated. But just some tips. I think when I did assembly line pocket letters before, I had sections on the counter for each one and they were laid out and I could decorate, you know, these are the pink ones, this is the red one. But I wasn't thinking about filling the envelopes at the same time and the efficiency of that. So that's just another idea. And it helped too because I had the same dies out. So I cut a bunch of fun butterflies, different papers, put as much as I could fit in each pocket pretty much, and did similar things with sentiment dies. So gives you an idea. These pockets though, they're a lot tighter than what I usually do. I might go back and watch Robin's video where I opened the happy mail from her, or my video of her stuff, so I can see how she filled them a little, because you know I've made that mess and I haven't put that back together yet. I am not sure what I'm going to do with my pocket letters in the long run. I know some people put them in a binder. I don't really want to put them in a binder because I'm an out of sight, out of mind kind of girl and I want to see them. Maybe I'll hang them on the wall. I don't know. Artsy Ashley gave me the idea to make pocket letters. It was a brilliant idea because I had so much paper and it gave me some variety. Here's a funny thing that happened. I was going to make a tag book. So I started making tags and I had, well, I'm not going to tell you how many because then you'll have a better idea of what's going on here. But I had some tags and I decorated one side so they could be glued in a journal or on a card or whatever. And then I realized they would be fun embellishments and gifts in a pocket letter. So instead of punching the holes and putting the actual book together, like a ring, I put them in here and made them part of the pocket letter. So the recipient could punch a hole and put ribbon and fun stuff, which I thought about doing, but it makes it harder to fold it up and I thought it might get bent up. Or they can punch a bunch of them and put them on a ring and then make their own tags with it. However they want to do it. I just wanted you to know, I did start making some tags and I was having a great time. Then I changed directions. It didn't become a book. And then I might put some more layers on them before I send. What I did was I cut all these little tiny things and zoom you. And I thought I could use them to embellish a little more. I don't know if I can put any more in the envelopes, but I might try that too. But I just thought, well, I had all that paper and they were tiny. So that's what I did with those. These are all the horizontal ones, then the verticals. No particular order or rhyme or reason. I made 21. This one, I used a circle of that paper from Kelly. Remember, she sent me that amazing blue Happy Mail, and this is like the periwinkle tonic paper. I just couldn't resist it. It was sitting on the counter calling to me. The card itself, I think it's a little without, but sometimes when you're making 21 cards in a row, you get tired. Butterfly, 2-layer, hello, 2-layer, and some enamel dots over here. And I think those enamel dots are from like a wedding collection. The color's pretty close. Every one of them has stuff on the inside. This one is a thank you card, die cut 2-stitched hearts and a butterfly and a thank you. And I love these floral papers. Oh, just love them. You know I love the blues. This one, you know when you get down to the end and you just don't know if you can make one more card. I had this thanks cut. It doesn't have the contrast that I like. It's not a terrible card. it could use some more interest. Some bling, maybe some stars in here. I highly doubt it will get mailed out looking just like this. Congratulations, this one I like. I like the die, I like the flowers. I really enjoyed the papers in this collection. There was one, this one, it had the days of the week and the months on it, and I thought, what am I going to do with that once I got into card making? It was fabulous for die cutting. This isn't that paper, but I mean, it's just foil. It was fabulous. So if you have a paper and you look at it and you go, I don't love it. If it's foil, try cutting it up because I bet it still looks amazing. I use Wink of Stella a lot. You can't typically see it in the videos, but it's on these periwinkle petals right here. I didn't put it on all. So I like that one. Happy birthday. Oh, this one's kind of a hot mess. Tried my star die, layered, Wink of Stella, happy birthday. I like contrast. I think that's why I don't love pastels, you guys. I need some contrast. Oh, this one speaks to my heart. After I got bored, I got out the navy. I just had to have navy. We had a dog barking intermission. So this is one of my scrap cards. You've seen those. I have video on them. Then just a cheapo 65-pound card stock layer. And I stamped Grateful across the front of it. I am in love with these VersaFine pads. Of course, Majestic Blue. There's a bias there. But I have the black VersaFine too. And I really like it. Again, not saying you need to run out and buy certain products, right? Use what you have. But if you're shopping for an ink to print your sentiments with, this is a great ink. I will check my Amazon store, it's in the description of all the videos, and see if I have linked to this one, because this one I am in love with. It's a perfect blue, but again, I also like the black. And I have a lot of different black ink pads, but it turns out wonderful. So what I did here was I die cut a heart, and then I put one of these wood embellishments on it. I don't know. Maybe you look at it and go, that doesn't work. But I got a little stir crazy and had to just grab different things, you know? Happy birthday. I have an oval, die cuts, flowers, tons of foil. It's kind of busy. Is it blinding for you guys? Heartfelt sympathy. Sympathy cards are tough. I think a butterfly. I think maybe this floral paper I used is a little bit loud, but I really like it. Here's another one with a wood piece on it. On this one, I took a Sharpie and edged blue. I don't know. I liked it. It was fun. And I know some of you don't like to use wood pieces unless they're painted or inked. I'm an Oregonian. We like wood, so I leave it that way. I leave most of them natural. Grateful for you, joy. This one was an experiment because I stamped on the foil, and I wasn't sure how I would like that. How do you like it? I think it turned out okay. It's a little weird. This is not an ink that is a permanent that's going to stick on foil, and I knew that, but I think there's still plenty of contrast and interest, and it's just kind of like the spacing in here anyway, so it works. This one has a ribbon on it. Not sure if it shows. I love the ones with the navy paper. Those are my favorites. This one, joy and some enamel dots and a die cut flag banner. This was from Creative Gigi when she sent me dies a while back. And then I used some embroidery floss and just put a little knot bow thing up there. I don't like bows. Here's a happy birthday card. Again, this is not enough contrast for me. Like, I know my style now and I make things that aren't always my style. This isn't my favorite. Do you guys like this? Maybe it's for pastel people. I'm not sure. It could definitely use some bling, right? A couple of rhinestones might make this better. Okay, here we go. Thanks. Lots of contrast, stars, scraps, that same ink. Love it. And you notice on my scrap cards, let me try and find a couple different ones. I use, for the backing paper, I just use scraps from my cardstock scraps. Sometimes I use the paper from the collection, but sometimes I just use scraps. It doesn't really matter what this paper looks like if you're going to put them this close together. It just doesn't. I mean, I've used colors in my stash that I thought, oh, I do not like that color, but as long as it doesn't clash with them, it's fine. Some of those were very, very like sky blue, and they were still wonderful. It just doesn't show enough to matter. Oh, I should maybe put something in the middle of that, huh? This one is a die So it's a circle die stitched, and then a floral die that I have cut out twice and flipped the parts. It takes a while. It's a sit down and get your tweezers, or I love to use my pick-me-up tool, which again, I should check and make sure that's in my store on Amazon, because oh my gosh, I'd be lost without this. These come from different manufacturers. This one's made by Silhouette. I'm pretty sure Cricut and other people have one. It doesn't matter what brand you get. The idea is there's a sticky end. There's a lid somewhere too. There's a tacky end, and you can grab a die cut with that. See? And its friend that's attached to it. There you go. Grab a die cut and place it. So that's what I use to put my centers and my flowers. I am always a believer that I don't want to encourage you to buy things, but I judge it this way. If I broke this or lost it or left it somewhere, I would order another one. That's where I stand on that one. This is a thank you card. I like to have thank yous. I use a lot of thank yous. I didn't love this geometric pattern, so I decided to fussy cut it and put it down there, and then I liked it a lot better. Most of the time I use the other side. Feel Better. This is a die I picked up at Tuesday morning. Came with the Feel Better, and if you recall, a coffee cup stamp for the middle. I'm probably always going to put whatever I want in the middle. I never really plan to use the coffee cup. I like this one. I think this is let me zoom you out a little more. I think this one is very simple, but I like how it turned out. Have a hello oval and a circle with a butterfly. And on some of these, let me get you focused. I put some bling in the bodies of the butterflies. I think I saw somebody else do that, and I thought, oh, why don't I do that? The other thing I've seen is bows. Little tiny bows right there. I think it was Daniela Hayes that did it. Cute as can be. It's just an easy card. A heartfelt sympathy die. Big butterfly. There's nothing else you can say, right? And if you notice, I'm not afraid to use patterned papers for my die cuts. I like to do that. So this one is a very nice light floral pattern that was on there. And then I cut the words out of just white. It does make reading the sentiments more difficult if you use printed for them. So lots of times I can't get enough contrast, or especially if you're putting it on a paper that's blue and white and you cut with blue and white, sometimes they line up and it's just hard to read. So be careful about that. This one is a great example. I cut the sentiment with a patterned paper, but it has enough contrast that it shows up just fine. And it's a big one, right? Nobody's going to wonder what it says. Very clearly, thanks. Butterflies, having fun with the butterflies. I'm totally hooked. I tore this, messed up the edge a little, and inked it. Quite a few of these I used that Wisteria color box Cat's Eye. I think I've mentioned it in another video. I used it on the pocket letters. I used it on a lot of these different cards. I didn't want to ink the edges with black on such a soft color palette. This one, okay, we know I love this one, right? Nice amounts of navy in here. Contrast, I love the contrasting butterfly. I put the bling on the body of it. Okay, let's brighten up the lights. See if that helps. I just really like this one. I like how this turned out. And it's a little weird for me because there's just 2 things on it. And like usually I like to have 3. But I still like it. This one, same deal. Love how this one turned out. I think I made another one very similar to this. I had a little trouble because the space down here wasn't big enough for a lot of my sentiment dies. So I went with Celebrate. I figured I could turn it into a birthday card later, wedding card, new house. Again, I've done the die where I cut it and switch the papers. So the outline is one and then the other paper is inside. Put a flower and a jewel in the middle and just layered it up. Had fun. The Celebrate, part of the reason that it pops better too, it's 2 layers. So if you're having trouble or you don't think that your dies, you're not getting the dimension or interest that you want, my favorite is like 3 layers thick. Happy birthday and a circle and that same big butterfly. This card is an example of using a patterned paper on your sentiment, and it's not a great fit, right? Because sometimes there's no contrast behind it and the foil makes it harder. So definitely not a good look for an elderly person. You know, sometimes you try things. Then I have some enamel dots down here. All right, so those are my 21 cards. Be sure to check out, I'll put a list in the description below of who else is participating. So other participants include Susan Tootsie Tucker and Christian's Crafty Adventure, and all sorts of great people are collaborating, so be sure and check out their stuff. And you can find Chica Chats with a Z on Instagram. And again, all of that will be in my description box below. One thing I wanted to tell you, we'll do that at the end. First, we'll pick the paper, and then those of you who want to stay can watch that part. So, for next month, do you want to see Here and There? This is Tuesday morning, 6x6, 36 sheets. I think this one will challenge me a little bit because Crate Paper, their papers don't always coordinate quite as well in a pad. Echo Park, you can take the different papers and lay them out really easy. There are some things in here that I'd have to work a little bit to match up. For example, this is a very different color palette than, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe we could do it. The reason I want to do this one, I have washi tape stuck to the wall that's been there for, I'm embarrassed to tell you guys. I bet it was in a craft room video tour 6 months, 9 months ago. I went to an event and one of my friends won the washi tape in the giveaway. I brought some home, and stuck it to the wall, and now I want to use it. So that's why I picked those. And then the other one would be this Bow Bunny collection, 36 pages of Something Splendid collection. It's all greens and blue, and I have tons of the accessories to go with it. So you let me know which one you want to see. You just vote down below, and then I'll do the one that gets the most votes. And this will be for April. So either Here and There or Splendid. Okay? That's what it's called, right? Oh, Something Splendid. Either way, I'll find it. So you tell me. Now, those of you who have an interest, stick around and I'll show you this. Okay, this is all I have left in my 12x12 paper pads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will tell you, after getting through this month's No Paper Left Behind, I really, really, really am not interested in buying 12x12 paper pads. Now, don't get me wrong. I have collections. I have an entire Graphic 45 collection. I have collection packs from Tuesday morning. But as far as big, thick pads, oh my gosh, no. Now, this one I love. I probably won't do this one as a No Paper Left Behind because I want to take my time with this. I know Katie would love a bunch of the bee stuff, and I could make bee themed stuff for her, and Andrea would love the purple, and I would love the blue, and I don't know if there's a yellow fan. Maybe that has to go to Paula at Craftin' by the Pond, or maybe it goes with Katie's bee cards. I don't know. Yellow's not my thing. So that one I really like. The pets one we had in as an option before, and I might do that, but I think with Pooh's health, I'm probably going to set aside the pet papers for right now, because that might get to a point where that's a little hard on me. So we'll just skip those. Then this one I see as a journal, for sure. A summer journal. Maybe I'll make that in May or June. This one, look at it. It's pretty much like the one I just did. I don't know even how this ended up in my stash or when I brought this home. It's a lot of peach, pink, and periwinkle. I could not do this one anytime soon. This one probably will be some kind of No Paper Left Behind, or I don't know. It's single-sided, so that changes some things for me, and it's 48 sheets. So this one's kind of a bear. Then look at this. Indigo, Craft, and Rose Gold. Again, I don't know if I'll hoard this one or if it'll be a No Paper Left Behind, but it is funny how similar. I pretty much had look at this, 3 that were the same color palette. Anyway, I just thought that was funny. I should not buy 12x12s because it's a lot. I like the collections, but a whole pad is just too much. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're taking time for crafting and relaxing and getting some fun stuff into your day. Be sure and check out the other No Paper Left Behind people. And if you have a stash that needs to be used up, join us. Just chime in and leave me a comment or tell Daniela. We're happy to have you. There aren't rules. It's a challenge to yourself. you can just grab something and say, I'm going to use this up, and you can post about it on Instagram or in one of your YouTube videos. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.